What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the Callisto Protocol 2, potentially. So there was an interview done by Inverse with Glenn Schofield, who is obviously the creator and the head of the studio that's making Callisto Protocol. Obviously, he's the guy who created Dead Space as well. And they talk about quite a few different things. There's mention of Dead Space and that Glenn Schofield thinks that it didn't necessarily need a remake, but that's kind of all behind him now. And he does talk about a sequel. He says, I want to make a sequel, he admits. This is a complete game, but there's a lot of ideas, cool ideas we want to do next. I always want to keep making the next big thing. Even after I finish a game, I'm already thinking what's next. And I think that's honestly a really good answer. I've talked about this quite a few times, actually, as of late, because a lot of games are kind of getting talk of, well, could there be more? Like, are there sequels planned? There's been a few of them in the last, say, 2-3 weeks. And I like his answer quite a bit because it's pretty clear that he gets, I guess, the counter argument where it's like, well, you know, if you speak too heavily about a sequel before the game is even out, there's of course going to be that question, and it's a valid concern and question, like, is this game kind of built to have more of them, and it's not really focused on being itself. And it's a tightrope that people have to walk on when they're creating these games, where, yeah, when you're creating a new franchise, well, number one, it's quite obvious that you don't put this amount of time, money, resources, all that stuff into something like Callisto Protocol if you plan on chucking it out the window once this game is out, right? Clearly, you'd want to make more. You want to make it a franchise, and that's probably the goal of most things in Hollywood nowadays, in gaming nowadays. It's just how it is. But you can't make the game rely on that as like its draw, right? You can't have one of those games that come out and there is no ending, and the ending is in DLC, or the ending would then be told in the next game, right? So as long as you do it correctly, where this game stands just as itself and stands alone, and then if you wanted to do more, you could. That is totally cool, and that sounds like what he's going to be doing. So yeah, that's the biggest thing in this interview. They talk about other things like sound design. Sound, he believes, is the most important thing when it comes to horror. That's pretty, common that you see a lot of people in the horror sphere say that. I agree with that. But man, the game's looking fantastic. I continue to get more excited about it. And hey, again, there's nothing in my opinion too wrong with saying, hey, I want to do more. Like, if we're able to, and if the game does well, we'll do more, and we have all these ideas. Because ultimately, you do have, with many games, you have the game that happens, and there's a lot of ideas that kind of get thrown out that they want to do for a specific game or the game that you're playing, but they weren't able to. And then those ideas can be carried over and could potentially be used for the next one. So I'm all for sequels, so long as, this game is pretty solid, but it has all the signs of being a really, really good game. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on, so you know when all these videos go up, and I hope to see you all on tomorrow's video.